backyard sunrise. I've been living for the nights that end too soon. I've been living for all these little things, the moments in between. Yeah, they're the ones that I'll miss, 'cause I've been living for some days like this.
Hey guys, welcome to my spring cleaning room reset. This week I have off of school for spring break, and I figured it's the perfect time to give my room a little reset because it's an absolute disaster. And this is important for writing, school, whatever. So this is the before. It's a complete mess. But the first thing I did was put my towels away because I had them on my bed for whatever reason. Then I started to put my clothes away. I have so many clothes, it's not even funny. I put them all on my desk usually or on my bed, and they're just kind of crowding the area, and they make my room look a lot messier than it actually is. So clothes are usually the thing that I tackle first. So I'm just sitting here putting away my clothes. But I hate putting away clothes. That's probably my least favorite job, or my least favorite part of cleaning my room. But it's gotta be done. And one thing about me is I always wait till the last minute to clean my room. I wait till my room gets a complete disaster and it's just unlivable at this point. And I then clean it maybe on a weekend or something, or on a day I have off like this day. And that my mom does not like that, but I do it anyway. And I don't like cleaning, especially when it gets overwhelmingly messy to me, and that's often. And so putting away clothes is not my favorite, but then I have to get my clothes off my desk chair and all the clothes around my room that need to be hung up rather than put in my dresser. But also, did y'all just see my calendar? It's so cute, I know. I love my bay horse for April. That's my favorite color of horse, honestly. Most people like the grays. I prefer bay. That is my absolute favorite color. But you can't go wrong with black either, or gray. I love all of them, but bay is just my absolute die-hard favorite color on a horse. So now I have to hang up my clothes. Most of them are sweatshirts. I had a blue jean jacket in there, I think. Some other jackets that I just kind of threw on the floor. As you can see, my closet is a total mess, but please ignore that because I will probably tackle that tomorrow if I feel like doing that. This was kind of a spring of the moment sort of thing, to be honest, and I really don't usually do this. I've been so lazy for the past few days, so I just, had to do that. I had to clean my room because it was starting to feel trashy, and I don't like when it feels trashy. By the way, if you notice in the background where my hamper is, you'll notice that there's the writing clothes from my thumbnail of the video. Those actually are clean, but I had them in there because I don't know, to be honest. I threw them in there because I thought they were dirty and they were just around my room. That's what happens to me. I just have random clothes around my room, and you can never really tell whether they're clean or dirty. But this time, for most of my clothes, I could, because I didn't trash my room with a lot of clothes on the floor this time around, but usually I do. And don't mind me, just, I don't know why I had to explain that, but I felt the need to explain it, so that's why I did that. But yeah, so I'm having problems hanging up today. I literally could not find hangers, so you might see me digging through the closet for a long time. And then some of my other clothes got caught on hangers that I needed. And I was just like, ugh. See, my room fights back. It doesn't want to be cleaned. And it's wild. No, I'm kidding, but still, stuff like that tends to happen to me when I'm cleaning. But finally, I finished up hanging my clothes, and I moved on to cleaning off my side table. I had all my headphones by my table, and I had like random hair ties, a hairbrush, a pretty much empty water bottle, and all sorts of other stuff that I just kept by there. It mostly just piles up, to be honest, because I have nowhere to put all this stuff. I mean, I do sometimes if I find places, but it's just like, it's so much. It really is. Yeah. So I had to put my headphones and my book back. I actually just got that book for my birthday from my friend. And I'll put my hair ties and hairbrush where they belong. Next, I'll have to clean off my desk. I had a lot on there for absolutely no reason, but I had like my bag that I usually take to the stables when I go up there on weekends or something. My blue bag that you may or may not see, well, actually, you will. It like goes around my shoulder and stuff, and I keep horse treats in there, you know. If I'm going somewhere, mostly to the stables, yeah, that's it right there. Then I will bring that bag. And, you know, you just never know when you need horse treats. And, of course, there was my first bag of trash that I had to throw out. And now I have to make up my bed. Probably I wouldn't say the most time-consuming part. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it took a long time to film. That's probably what I'm thinking of. But I had to speed this part up because it's long. Not deathly long, but it's long enough. Yeah, I usually fold my sheet down and my comforter down as well because I just think it looks better. But, you know, I try to make it easy, but I do a lot of back and forth, as you can see. There are some times where I could have done a lot of things while I'm on one side, you know, just do it all at once sometimes. But, you know, I don't realize that until it's already over, which is one of my many faults. But, yeah, I don't mind making up my bed, but I don't do it often, to be honest. I really should do it every day, but I don't end up doing that. Which I do need to work on because that's not a good habit to get into. But it's pretty easy to make up my bed decently. Like, it doesn't take that long, and I don't have like a lot of decoration pillows or anything like that. I try to keep it simple just so then it goes with my room, and it's also easy to unmake and make. So, yeah. And then I had to add some stuffed animals, of course, for decoration. And finally, I decided to wipe off the surfaces of my room. This is me doing my bedside table. Some of these stains did not come out because I've had this table for pretty much as long as I've been alive, which is a decent amount of time. And yeah, it's an older table, but I like it. Like, some of these stains that I'm trying to get out right now, they're never gonna come out, but it's okay. I just got off the fresh dirt and dust that was on there. And then I had to wipe off the, table that holds up my TV. And that, believe it or not, collects more dust than probably any of my other tables. And I don't know. It probably just falls off the TV, to be honest. Because my TV collects so much dust, honestly. Way too much for my liking. Especially back behind it and on top of it. That can get a little bit annoying. But other than that, cleaning the surfaces doesn't usually take too much time. It took a little longer because I had to film it, but usually it doesn't take a long time at all. I got most of the dust off, so I was glad that it's looking decent again. I had to wipe down the TV itself because that gets dusty. I was afraid that I was smearing it a little bit, and I was like, oh no. So I went back over it again with the dry part of my rag. So I stayed on that for a good little while. Just cleaning my room all day has been an absolute disaster. I mean, I found things I didn't even know I had. So it was like Christmas in April. Yeah. Anyways, so moving on to my desk, I had to wipe that down, which wasn't very dirty at all. I don't use it that much, really. Shockingly enough, I don't. I try to, but just don't end up doing it. I usually do my work in my bed, to be honest. So that ended up well, and then I had to wipe off my dresser. I had to film this 2 different times, actually. This is my second time, because the first time I had my blinds open, and it had like a nasty glare, and it literally looked like it was some neon white light that I was scrubbing, and you could just hardly even tell what I was wiping down. The only clear thing was me wiping down the surface, and it was wild. Then I had to wipe off my filing cabinet that was next to my desk. This collected lots of dust because originally, I don't know if y'all noticed, I had a globe on here, and I actually put that into storage because that globe had so much dust on it, and no amount of wiping could bring it back from that. So I ended up putting some horse stuff on here. Like, I had my horse journal that I write down my shows in, and I had other stuff on there that you'll see at the end. And then I had to move on to vacuuming. I hate vacuuming almost as much as I hate putting away clothes because this particular vacuum is very hard. It'll get stuck on the tiniest things, and that's why you'll see me double grabbing it a lot, because I literally will have to just put so much effort into even getting it to move across my carpet. I don't know. Maybe it's from years of dirt on my carpet, or maybe it's just this particular model of vacuum, but either way, it's really hard to do sometimes. And yeah, it usually doesn't take too long. I think I got most of my dirt off my floor, which is good for me because I had a lot of stuff on my floor. But vacuuming isn't too bad when the vacuum wants to cooperate. But yeah, then I had to do the other side of my bed for vacuuming, and that didn't take too long either. I usually have to go back over it. And finally, I moved on to organization of my writing stuff. Here is me free-folding my blue breeches because I actually dropped them earlier and I had to refold them. And I just kind of tossed aside my writing shirt because I was going to put that away later. I did. Yeah. And those breeches were pre-folded, and I decided I would put all my writing stuff like breeches, belts, stuff like that into my bin just because it's better organized that way, and I won't have to dig through like my regular clothes and stuff to find it. It really should. It needed its own area, you know? And on the bottom of the bin, I actually have 2 pillowcases that I combined. They have like a cute horse on it. I forgot what it says, but they were too small for my actual pillows, so I had to put them at the bottom because it was dusty in that bin anyway, and I did not want my stuff touching that. But anyways, I mostly had a separate little bin for my socks, a separate one for my belts, and I folded all my breeches together. And I also, in that random area with that looks like there's just random junk in it, those are my show gloves. I have 2 extra hairnets. The hairnet I was already using is in there too. And I had some hair ties. And this is me quickly cleaning up the little areas of my room. And this is on the right side of my dresser. I decided that would be a good place for my writing bin of stuff. I don't know why, but I just decided it would be good. And on the left of my dresser, I just left my roller skates there, but cleaned it out. And here are some of my highlights after I threw out my last bag of trash. And this is overall what my room looked like after. I did rearrange some things, like my piano was not there originally. I took out my green chair that was there. And then here's the horse stuff I mentioned at the beginning that was not usually on that filing cabinet. But overall, I think the cleaning of my room went really well, and the reorganizing of some of the other stuff in my room. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm definitely going to try and do more of these in the future because I love to do them. But I hope all of you have an amazing day and a blessed rest of your week. Thank you again for tuning in.